Hi guys, and welcome to Nony's Replay Packet Game 3. This is actually a game between, I think it's the Canada top players versus the US top players, almost like a nation clan wars, I think it is. And I know Lights, like Xeris or whatever, has started something up like this, but I'm not sure exactly how it was a year ago. This game was played January 1st, 2007, so almost a year ago today to be exact. Sorry for the clicking there. I am doing all the clicking and recording, so it's not perfect, obviously. So I apologize for that. So this is going to be this is going to be a PvT, and yes, this is actually going to be played between Nony, now on Clan Media, and Dl33ter, and that's quite a name. I'm just going to call him DL, alright, down low. So we do have DL spawning as the bottom position here as the blue Terran. So we're going to see some PvT action on Tau Cross. This is a map I really like, almost like Longinus, basically besides the starting positions and a little different. But some possible openings here from Nony that I do know because I play Protoss and my favorite matchup is PvT. 2-gate Goons is a possibility. We also possibly could be seeing a Bulldog. Although Bulldog, pretty hard to pull off, I guess you could say. And definitely check it out if you haven't. Jangvi versus Pepe. I'm just going to say Bulldog. Pretty cool. I didn't actually work as great as he wanted, but it was just saying, just to show you what a Bulldog is. Not the greatest Bulldog, but a pretty decent Bulldog. That's for GOM TV, of course. Check them out. Also for scforall.com, shout out to them. Check out their SCTV. I know it hasn't been working great for everyone, but they're working on it. It's really one of my favorite sites, one of my routine checks here, and definitely recommend checking it out if you haven't already. They do have Nony's Courage in here, and just basically Tasteless is in it, Nony's in it, Artosis is doing it. I mean, it doesn't get much better. We do see DL going for the block off here. He's going to play this very standard, try to basically keep his opponent out from scouting, and Nony's not going to have any luck getting in their scouting. We finally going up here. In a second here, we will see exactly what his opponent is doing, or exactly what DL's doing. Gateway warping up here, Assimilator going up, so we are going to see some kind of one gate opening here. Probably throw up a second gate. Gateway 2-gate range is still obviously a possibility. Scouting SCV for DL and having no luck. Going to go to the top right position now. But yeah, pretty much Tau Cross and Longinus are very similar. Pretty open chokes here, and I think that's why, I mean, this is exactly what you do want almost. If your opponent does block off his entrance on this map, pretty neat. I really like, actually. I hate when Terran block their naturals off with Supply Depot and Barracks, but on a map like this, I really do like it because you can put some pressure on earlier. Although I do think the choke in this map is, the entrance choke to your natural expansion is a little... Yeah, it's not quite as wide as Longinus. I think that's another difference here. But the scouting probe's not going to be able to get in, obviously, and or we hope so. Or that'd be a horrible block off here. Scouting SCV and scouting probe. Scouting probe sitting outside the base. Scouting SCV on the way here. So now we can basically see exactly what his opponent is doing. The barracks factory is now going up, and we do see one SCV on the gas. That is the key. We are going to see some kind of variation of one fact into Expo here from DL. One Marine out. That's to deal with any early. That's just to deal with basically make sure probe's not harassing and whatnot, and to be some harassment, to do some help if early zealots were the call here. We do see range upgrading here, so we are actually going to see 2-gate range. So for once, I was right in predicting it. 2-gate range is the call here. This is one of my favorite builds, and it's really hard to pull off on a map that actually has a ramp like Python. Like Python. That's the only map people want to play on. But enough with me venting. Map like Tau Cross is very, it's 2-gate range is very useful build here, and this Goon's actually going to go straight to his opponent's base. This Goon's not even going to worry about the SCV in his base, and yeah, he's going to try to put some pressure on here, and this scouting SCV, DL scouting SCV is going to stay alive for a while here, but I don't think he really cares. Obviously, Nony has already revealed he is going for 2-gate Goon, so he doesn't really care if that scouting SCV is alive, and he's actually going to try to put some pressure here. One Goon on the way, one Goon already at the base. He's going to try to break down the supply depot. It's really important that he gets his tank out here, but it would be really great if you're a Nony fan, if like me, if he would break down the supply depot. SCV is going to come out and repair. You don't want to lose too many SCVs. 1 or 2 is fine, but you don't want to lose like 3 or 4. Often you see SCVs repairing SCVs, trying to repair that supply depot. He needs to keep the supply depot alive. He loses the supply depot, he could lose the game possibly, at least lose a lot of his economy because the Goons would be basically dominating the SCVs. Tank should be out and about pretty soon. Tank about 75% done producing here. Here come the Goons here. He's going to try to keep putting pressure on. The tank should slow us down. Nice micro here by DL. DL has not lost an SCV quite yet, but although he might lose this one, he's going to lose one. So now the tank's going to come in here. Not as quite as useful as Nony wanted to do with the 2-gate range, but I think it's going to be good. I think he's going to be able to throw up a quick expansion. He's going to know his opponent is. I'm expecting a double expand here from Nony, but Nony is not done putting pressure on. He needs to repair that tank. DL must repair that tank. Barely going to repair the tank, and this supply depot actually could fall. SCV is repairing. This is actually going to be fairly close. I was not expecting to be this close. More goon reinforcements on the way here. He's going to pick off 1 or 2 SCVs here, and actually DL in a little bit of trouble here. I feel this supply depot almost not going to fall. Oh my gosh, if he would have lost that tank, it would have been a different story here. But oh, these SCVs are trying to repair it. This supply depot, oh, it has fallen. That's going to actually hurt quite a bit. Nony's work is done, finally. That's what he was going for. You just got to be a pain, basically. Try to pick off their tanks, but you don't want to lose too many goons. Often you see when newbie players, I guess, go for 2-gate range, that they basically walk in and lose all their goons. Not what you want to do. Goons are you got to be very careful with them, just like you got to be very careful with your first or second tank. Nexus going up here, so we are going to probably see a double expansion, but this SCV is still alive here. I feel Nony needs to take care of this very quickly, and that's exactly what he's doing. It's going to break away, and now it's going to be killed. He's going to know that his opponent is taking the expansion here, but really that's Nony's only option. Trying to 1-base, 2-base Terran is not going to work off too well for you. And, wow, that's not his natural choke. So, blocking himself in here, but the command center is floating over here. I'm surprised Nony's not out there putting pressure on, although I don't think he has quite enough goons, and he almost was deciding if those goons wanted to. 1 goon's going to fall here. Second factory now warping in here, so we are going to see pretty standard play here from both players here. Double expansion almost going to go up. He's actually protecting this expansion, so we will see one. Generally, a rule of thumb, if your opponent does 1 Factory Expo, by the way, robotics facility now warping in. I'm expecting observers, although about 70 side count Reaver harassment actually can be quite useful. Zealot's going to come in here and make sure there is this natural expansion, make sure it wasn't a fake or anything, because that is a possibility for the Terran play. But yeah, as I was saying, crap, now I can't remember, of course. Nony's going to try to be aggressive here, though. He's going to actually try to put some pressure on him, try to put up a contain. I'm expecting the 3rd expansion. Oh, that's what I was talking about. When your Terran opponent does 1 Factory Expo, often you see, basically, the rule of thumb, obviously it changes, is you got to get about 6 goons, you take your expansion, exactly what Nony did. You get about 4 more goons, and then you take your 2nd expansion. It's basically a double expansion, basically complete counter to 1 Factory Expo. Or, maybe not a complete counter, but the way you have to deal with it. Trying to 2-base a Terran. And Nony's actually going to be quite aggressive here, and I was not expecting this much aggression here. SCV is going to be required to come off the line here, but these SCVs are actually going to make a blockade here, and these tanks actually losing 2 tanks early on, though. I think Nony has to call it a day now. He's going to get quite a few SCV kills and not lose too many goons here. So nice play by Nony, and his expansion might be delayed a little bit here. Robotic support bay coming up here. So actually Nony, his 3rd expansion, he's probably going to double expand, but not as quite soon as you generally see here. And I think he's going to try to do this Reaver harassment, and it's basically up to DL. He needs to be prepared for this. Vulture's coming out. We do see double machine shop here, so we are going to see a more tank-heavy army here for his opponent. So I'm expecting engineering bay, not quite. Yes, engineering bay is up. We do have missile turrets here at his natural here, but his main base is pretty susceptible. So actually, Reaver harassment could be the right call here. And I think DL is expecting his opponent to 1 Factory Expo, and I don't know if he's going to be completely prepared for the Reaver harassment that is on the way. Shuttle with a Reaver in the way here. We are going to see Nony's Reaver micro as of a year ago exactly today. I'm sure it has improved quite a bit. Tanks here, so a drop at the natural wouldn't be completely effective, I feel. But his main base is really susceptible here, so hopefully Nony happens to choose the right way to attack. Vulture's coming out. Obviously, good players have their timing down. He knows exactly when the 3rd expansion would probably go up for the Protoss. When he does 1 Factory Expo, he knows this Protoss is going to double expand here, so that's exactly what he's going to do here, and he's going to try to send vultures, make sure he knows exactly where his opponent is here, and he's going to actually see this mineral only empty, and he's going to know his opponent hasn't expanded. Good Terran players now, if he knows his Protoss hasn't expanded, he's going to know that he possibly went some Reefers, or he's probably going early Arbiters or something. 2 Zealots in that shuttle here, so we are going to see very aggressive play here from Nony, and Nony's really going to try to drop those Zealots, draw the fire, and then use the Reaver deal out the damage here, and his main base is completely not protected for this, and this could be devastating here. Although these vultures actually might see the shuttle, and no, they're not going to see the shuttle. And oh gosh. Hopefully DL is not looking on the minimap, although he just laid the mines. I think he sees this. I think DL knows this is coming.